going on? What's going on? It's your man Diamond K in here, of course. The Diamond K Show on fire-tv.com, radioonfire.com. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for tuning in. Now, it never ceases to amaze me. It doesn't. It never ceases to amaze me. Don Lemon was under fire for comments that he made about, I guess, Nikki Haley. And the thing about it that is so surprising to me is that, yes, they have thrown him under the bus, right? And he made some comments ultimately about Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley. Now, this was, after her announcement for the Republican, she's running for office, right? And so she makes this announcement, and Don Lemon, of course, a lot of folks covered it, as I did. Now, when the format focuses on Joe Biden's age, when the conversation is about him being too old for the position of president, I've even questioned it. We talk about the age of Donald Trump. He's 76. Joe Biden's 80 years old. A lot of people questioning, can they do the job? Is a person that senior able to do the job? So you have a lot of folks. They're talking about running against Joe Biden. They were talking about it. Looks like Williamson is the only person right now. But this conversation came up. You hear it from the voting public. When you talk about Trump as well, the age. We have senators and congresspeople who are, in my opinion, too old for the positions that they hold. Now, Nikki Haley is someone who obviously is subscribing to this strategy, this philosophy. She's talked about wanting a cognitive test for folks that are 75 years or older, just to gauge whether they can really do the job, because she feels that they are too old. So when you open yourself up to this line of commentating, when you say these things and you're specifically commenting that someone 80 years old is too old, someone 75 years could be too old, we need a test. I think that you leave yourself open when that is your narrative for discussion. So Don Lemon talked about it, and his fellow host, Poppy Harlow and Caitlin Collins, were, I don't know, maybe they were in their feelings, and a lot of folks there at CNN were in their feelings. Because Don Lemon said that Nikki Haley isn't in her prime. Sorry, Don Lemon said. He said that a woman is considered to be in her prime in her 20s, 30s, and maybe her 40s. Of course, Nikki Haley is 51. Oh, and this got folks all in a bunch. How dare they're calling his remarks sexist. Now, it is always ignored when we have ageist discussions, right? When you say you're too old for this, you're too old for that. Oh, that's fine. But, now you call a woman out of her prime who's talking about somebody else, a man, being too old for a job. And then I think that it's fair to say, hey, look, Nikki Haley, you want to talk about people's ages? I mean, you ain't that young yourself. There's always somebody younger than you. You want to talk trash. She's 51 years old, so she's talking smack about somebody who is 25 years older than her, 30 years older than her. I think that it is fair turnabout, fair play. So when Don Lemon made these comments, he doubled down on his message, even after he was challenged by his female colleagues, because of course they're close to her age as well. All right, so they said, I think we need to qualify. She says that, are you talking about the prime for childbearing? Or are you talking about the prime for being president? And of course, no matter which one he said, they would have taken offense to it. And I think that this cancel culture that we live in is so infuriating. There are lines, there are limits, and if you say one thing, you have to understand that it's going to come back to you. Now, after his comments were spread through videos, social media, and the such, Lemon tweeted regret for his, what he called, inartful and irrelevant comments. He was scolded the next day by CNN chief executive during what they said was an internal staff meeting, and he appeared to call for an apology. Oh, so you knew the apology was going to come, and you knew, we're going to stop working here if Don Lemon still works here because we feel this is, shut up. It is really, really, it's too much. It's too much. But they said that he's going to undergo unspecified training. Unspecified training. And then we go down that line. We're talking about people owning, learning, and growing from their mistakes. No, so Nikki Haley, she didn't make the mistake. He was just responding to her comments. He was just responding to the age hate that she was giving. Now, let me let the record show. I would not have said what Don Lemon said. I often have questioned and said that Trump is too old. I've said that Joe Biden is too old to be president. Right? And if I'm having a conversation with somebody, I could, depending on what you said, I may say, ho, you talking about this, and then I turn it on them. Right? That's all that happened here. So the fact that we say that Nikki Haley, she gets a pass for questioning or saying that folks are too old. But, Lord, God forbid, you can't say that slow your roll, you ain't that young yourself? Are you kidding me? No, this is one of the many problems with the way things are going. So, it is just, I don't know. I don't understand why the scrutiny has to be like that. So Don Lemon, of course, had his own primetime show, and he has since been added to the CNN This Morning show, which was launched in November. And it is something. I've watched it a few times, and I don't know. It's the ratings aren't great, and there's awkwardness between this anchor team. There's no chemistry here. I don't think that the show is going to last. But I don't think that's because Don Lemon made his comments. I just think that all three folks involved want their own show, and no one's trying to be a team player. There is no chemistry. The chemistry is weird on CNN in the morning. So where that goes, I don't know. But my issue is that we have got to stop. We got to stop with this. Now, if you can tell me, if a woman can say, you too old for this, I can turn around and say, you're not that young yourself, ma'am. And I can say that. And it shouldn't be a problem with me saying that, right? It shouldn't be no problem with me saying that. But as you well know, mainstream media, they not going to tolerate that. You can't say nothing that's going to offend women. But women, you can say whatever you want. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok at The Diamond K Show. Of course, onfiretv.com, radioonfire.com. We need your help and your support. Keep this independent machine moving. We just want you to stop by. Visit onfire-tv.com, radioonfire.com. You need to get in touch with me, DJ Diamond K at gmail.com. Not hard to get in touch with. I will be back here later on tonight.
Visit OnFireTV.com for live top stories, breaking news, and original shows.